Hello, everybody.
What up? What up? What up?
My name is Tim Daniel. His name is Ben Brown. And thank you for hanging out with us on this week's edition of Late Night Reds, live on the Riverfront Podcast Network or on
Oh yeah.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's a really important conference championship football game going on right now.
Nah, we ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
We ain't
No.
worried about that. That's not. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You want to be here with us, your boys.
Ya boys. Yes. Fun, interesting, unique show to talk about today, Ben.
Yep.
That's all a lie. There's not a whole lot of Reds news to report to talk about this week. But
So slow news week for the Reds.
yeah, but that's okay because we're gonna have some fun like we always do,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna talk some shop. So Roger Fletcher's in the chat. What's up, Roger? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, a little bit of a short week. How was let's talk about a few things we're gonna go on in the world of baseball as well today. And we're
Yep.
gonna dive a little bit into Tyler Stephenson and kind of discuss what we could kind of see his season look like. But let's start. You and I, we're girl dads,
Yes.
We're very honored and very proud to be girl dads. You know who else is officially a girl dad?
Who's that?
Jonathan India.
Yay!
Yeah, man.
That's
I
awesome.
tell you, I heard the saying, and I know you obviously have a son as well. I've heard the saying many times that you don't become a dad until you have a girl.
Yes.
And I had a girl in the first one. We just celebrated her first birthday this weekend. It was so much fun, so awesome. So there's nothing in this world cooler than being a dad. There's absolutely nothing. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the universe. So Jonathan India, welcome to the Dads Club. We're so happy to have you. Most importantly, welcome to the Girl Dads Club.
Absolutely,
Nothing
man. There's
like
nothing
it.
like it. Yeah, there's nothing like it at all. I mean, I have a son and a daughter. But there's nothing that's more satisfying, gratifying. I mean, it's so cool to become a parent. And on top of that, being the dad of a girl is such a big responsibility. Um, because it's just one of those things where you instantly kick into protection mode, like you're that, like you're her role model, you're her first hero, you're her first idol, like you're the first everything for her, and you teach her the way of how her future spouse mate or whatever is going to be. So being a girl dad is so cool, so awesome. Of course, you know that, I know that, and now Jonathan India knows that. So
Yes, sir.
big ups to
Yes,
him,
sir.
man.
Yeah, that's so awesome, man. I'm so happy for him and his family. Glad to hear it looks like everything went well between mom and baby and everyone's healthy. So
Good.
so happy to see that wonderful news come across my socials this week. For
Yep.
all the stupidity of social media, sometimes you get these awesome moments. So
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure we gave our love there instead of talking about if he was gonna play first base or not.
Right. Or
We've
move
done
to the outfield or whatever. What are they going to do with him? We don't want to talk about that. We'll talk about him becoming a dad.
Yeah, exactly. Reds, let's talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame made their
Yeah.
announcements for the class of 2024. And we're going to get a little bit of 2025 as well. So 2024 classes, we have Adrian Beltre, Joe Mauer, and Todd Helton.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say, I think they got it right. I think these three guys for sure deserve to be there. Amazing careers. Adrian Beltre, obviously one of the best third basemen of all time. Joe Mauer, what he managed to do offensively as a catcher all those years before eventually tapping out to play first base. Incredible. And then Todd Helton, just a machine, just a hitting machine. Did play in a World Series. Lost, but
played.
Was there, yeah. I think it's a really good class. I saw AJ Pierzynski tried to complain that Joe Mauer got in and Jorge Posada's not in. And I was like, did you look at the numbers and compare like what those dudes did?
See, that's the thing I don't like about when they make the Hall of Fame announcements, because you could do that a million times. Like, people are like, oh, well, that guy wasn't. Look at this guy's stats and look at that and that. I'm like, I get that. I get it. But don't take away from that guy's Hall of Fame moment because you want to say something stupid, which AJ Przinsky's done a lot of that since he's retired.
Mhm.
Um, but don't take away from that guy's moment because you feel like somebody else that you thought was better slighted. Like, shut up. We could do that with everybody. Like
Right.
that guy, that guy earned his stripes. He's a Hall of Famer. It's voted on. Like nobody is going to doubt that he's a Hall of Famer. And all three of those guys, to me, like you said, I don't think it was any doubt. Like what
Yeah.
Howard did in the catcher's position and how he, he hit the ball and how he was offensively. Like I don't think that. I thought that was a no brainer. Adrian Beltre, no brainer. I mean, that dude top. I mean, he's a top third baseman all time as far as like hits and RBIs and like he's a stud. And
Yeah.
Todd Helton the same way. So like that's the only part I don't like about it is when these other talking heads and former players like, well, this guy, like, who cares? Like, I don't care about your thoughts or your opinions. Like, let that guy have his moment. Let him
Yeah.
enjoy his moment. And all three of them are well deserved.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I 1,000% believe Andrew Jones should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
am
yeah,
am
yeah.
I gonna be like, "This guy's not in? I mean, this guy's in, but Andrew Jones isn't?" No, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, hopefully one day Andrew Jones gets in because he deserves it."
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
leave it at that.
Yep.
Like, I
Yep.
think we did this bullshit thing where it's like, and here especially because it's like, well, it's not a real Hall of Fame until they let Pete in. It's like, well, when you do something that questions the dignity of baseball, you're probably not gonna get inducted. Just gonna call it what it is.
Yeah, let's call it that. Let's get that out. And like when you do something like that is yeah, like you're it's one of those fine line things, man. Like yeah, the whole Pete Rose thing is
The
another
worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's another story for another day. But there are a guy like Andrew Jones, like you said, that's a perfect example. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, he probably should.
Yeah.
But the three guys that got in are also well deserved. I mean, those guys are well deserved. They need to be there. I'm sure there's countless guys are on there, and speaking of, I mean, I know that people are going to talk about the steroid era guys, your McGuires, your
Always. Yeah.
Bonds, like it is what it is, man. Like let those guys enjoy their Hall of Fame moment. It's really cool. Like I love seeing them like get the announcement in front of like their parents and
Yeah.
telling their moms and dads that they became Hall of Famer and you'll go through this, Tim, because your daughter's going to be super athletic.
I
Um,
hope so.
but like, dude, like I'm we're going through this now with Isaac, and he's starting to look at colleges and like college coaches are coming to talk to him and all these different things and like thinking about all the practices we went to and the lifting stuff and the workouts and all the countless other things that we've had to do with him. Like we've loved doing him. Like we love traveling with him. We love, but like as a parent, for that to see those kind of payoffs and for you to be able to walk in and say like, "Thanks, mom. Thanks, dad. I'm a Hall of Famer."
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's nothing like that. Like, so that like I love seeing those because it's like people do understand, but they don't understand. Like it's a sacrifice for parents. Like there's very few parents that just have money that can just go willy nilly and get their kids all kinds of stuff. Parents make just unbelievable sacrifices to be able to do things for their kids. I would assume that like anybody there, I'm assuming they've spent countless hours on batting practices and batting coaches and catching coaches. And there's so many different things that go into it. And to see those moments kind of culminate in them becoming in the Hall of Fame and being able to share that with their family, like, dude, it's awesome. It's
It
awesome. So
is.
congrats to those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I wanted to make sure that we got a chance to talk about that. I want to look too a little bit ahead because next year's class potentially
Hmm.
also super loaded. So 2025, you've got Ichiro,
No doubter.
no doubter, CC Sabathia,
Where you stand on CC?
he's in, he's in.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. Um, you've got Ian Kinsler.
Mm.
I
I'm
can
not.
go either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm either way on him.
Yeah, I had the list up. Let me pull it because it's a really, really good, really, really good group of guys. So Ichiro, obviously, will Ichiro be unanimous? I think there's no
I,
such thing as this, which is dumb. But um, see,
I,
Billy Wagner,
yeah, yeah.
Felix Hernandez.
Oh, King Felix, dude, it's hard to believe that he's been out long enough to be able to go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I saw his MLB ballot today had they did that article. It's like, does Kings Felix have a chance? I'm like, what do you mean? He was
Dude,
incredible.
yeah,
Like
he was incredible.
he's got a Cy Young. He's got an ERA title. He threw a perfect game.
Yeah,
Dude, he's had like multiple 200 inning seasons. Like,
yeah, like he was like it's like some of those like he was sometimes the only reason you watch Seattle once Griffey left. Like you're like, ah, King Phillips is pitching. Heck yeah,
yeah,
let's flip it on. Let's see what's going on.
Ichiro and King Felix was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like, jeez.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, so it's a good class next year.
Yeah,
Utley, Pedroia, I could go either way on those. But once again, Andrew Jones is on the ballot next year.
yeah. I Utley, I'd have to get his stats in front of me.
Me
I know
too.
he's very, very good. I mean, I'm not doubting Chase Utley probably deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but I would have to see his stats and look at him and see for sure. Dustin Pedroia too, like for a little bit of time there, like he was really, really good.
Do you think the
So
chicken and beer scandal will keep him out of the Hall of Fame?
let's hope not.
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
I mean, if the chicken and beer scandal keeps Dustin Pedroia out of the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, then Ludacris should never be allowed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah,
He has an old album titled Chicken and Beer.
Mm-hmm. You know what's a great combination in food? Chicken and beer.
Yeah, I just
Can't be mad at it.
I just started to watch the story on the birth of Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings
Oh,
Pure Sports. You know what I mean? Like
never seen that.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So people are already in the chat, and look, I'm just gonna make sure I get to this. I'm not ignoring you guys by any means. Ronnie, Joey, you guys all have great comments. So our big segment today is gonna be about Tyler Stephenson, as you see by the title. So I'm not ignoring your comments. I will get to them today later in the show, but we just gotta get some little things out of the way. So I do definitely appreciate, as always. It's awesome having you guys here with us every week.
Awesome. We love you guys.
For sure. But I did want to do this. So I know we just had this whole like, just because this guy got in doesn't mean this guy good, thing.
Oh yeah, no.
This segment is not intended to do that. The segment is not to disparage one guy for one else's success. This is to give you guys something to look forward to. So Joe Mauer inducted in the Hall of Fame, 1,000% deserves it, rightfully so. Also, funniest video game commercials, MLB The Show commercials. Anyone remember him in those? He was super funny.
He was awesome.
Yeah, super funny. But Joe Mauer's in, and Joey Votto across the board has better numbers than Joe Mauer for his career. I wish there was a zoom button here so I could show this to people. But I'm an idiot when I make these graphics sometimes. So Votto has a higher WAR, played in more games, more plate appearances, more hits, more homers, more runs batted in, more stolen bases, a lower batting average, but a higher on base percentage, a higher slug, higher OPS plus, same amount of All-Stars, same amount of MVPs. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But that, again, this was not to disparage Joe Mauer. I am 1,000% glad Joe Mauer's been in. But people, when that day comes that Joseph Daniel Votto officially hangs it up, which we hope is not very soon, considering you're hearing a couple teams having some interest in him. Don't know how much of that's true, but you're hearing it.
Yeah.
Plan for 5 years after that. Plan your vacation to Cooperstown, New York in July of that year, because he'll be there. He'll be chatting it up. He'll be giving a speech. It'll probably be very funny.
It will be hilarious.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to be there.
Yeah, I tell you what, that would be one where I would try to get up there for.
Yeah.
Especially of course, there's plenty of Reds in the Hall of Fame, but for one in our lifetime, like, is there another guy that would be more deserving of all of our love and support as Reds faithful than Joseph Daniel Votto?
Nope.
And all of us being there for the Hall of Fame speech. That would be incredible.
That would be awesome. And I look forward to that day. Have you been?
No, I have not. I have not been to Cooperstown.
I went in 2000, the year Tony and Sparky got inducted with my
Oh
dad,
yeah,
and it was amazing. But also, it was so long ago that I don't really remember a ton about it. I'm
yeah.
sure it's changed so much in the 25 years, 24 years. Um, so I would love to get up there. I really wanted to get up there in 16 for when Griffey got inducted, just didn't work out. So this is one, yeah. When Joey's inducted, I gotta get up there. I got to go to Doubleday Field, which was really neat.
Oh wow,
Um,
yeah.
I remember there was like a high school game being played at the time on the field, and they had like the defensive team had a left-handed catcher, and I was like, it is
Oh
possible.
wow, yeah. It is possible. That dreams do come true.
Yeah.
I'll say this: Isaac played baseball all the way up through, and one of his several of his teammates went up and played in that youth Cooperstown youth tournament or whatever, and actually he had some friends, they won it all. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I will say getting to upstate New York is not easy. It's
Oh yeah, it's a track.
yeah, you can fly anywhere. You're still gonna have a lengthy trip to get where you want to go. Holy crap, the 49ers took the lead.
Huh?
It was 24-7 when I came down to get ready.
Are you serious?
Detroit, it's 27-24 San Francisco with 10 minutes left.
Oh my goodness. They have completely stalled out. Oh no.
No, Eminem, what are you doing? Come
Come
on.
on. What are we doing?
Yeah. We got to lose ourselves in the music, the moment you want it. You got to never let it go. This is your
Oh
one
my
shot.
gosh. Yes. Do not let the chance blow, man. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I've said before, we said this on the Bengals show the other day, not to just keep, we have an hour show. We're 18 minutes in. We're already to our last segment, if that gives you an idea of where we're at today. So I said that the Lions had the most unfair home field advantage. And you get this as a coach, so you'll understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying here. But if you're a team that walks into that stadium, right, as the opponent,
Mm-hmm.
and you have 70,000 people in one building all singing "Lose Yourself" at
I know.
you,
Yeah.
you're done. You lost.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's pretty insane. And to watch it um like on like social media and stuff, and like how it's like, dude, that's an insane
Goosebumps,
atmosphere.
man.
Yeah, it's goosebumps. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Well, that's why sports is amazing. Those moments right there that
Mm-hmm.
we just described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I saw a cool thing too, because like Bengals fans are like, dude, we know that feeling like of your team finally starting to hit the pinnacle and being winning playoff games, and you've suffered through so much mediocrity for all these years, and now like your team is just peaking at the right time, and like it's incredible to watch it.
Yeah. Tell that to Lamar Jackson today.
Oh,
Ha
dude,
ha.
brutal.
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 Don't give me any of this Lamar over Joe conversation ever again, people. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not
brutal.
listening. Hanging the phone up. All right. All right. Let's get to Tyler Stevens here, man, because I really want to make sure we touched on this. Figured it was kind of important. So we've kind of doing this thing for a couple of weeks now where we've kind of been talking about the Fangraphs expectations of players versus what they did and what we think they're going to do. And if you're listening to Nate and Chad on the Riverfront Rud show, whenever they're having guests on, they just had Joe and they just had Jeff Chernobyl from Strawberry Ice on. They're going through the position groups, comparing the Reds to their division, and it's a really good series. Check it out. They're doing it every Friday. So we've just kind of been doing, last week we did Ellie. A couple weeks ago we did Matt McClain. We had Mike Perry on. I want to talk about Tyler Stephenson because you and I have been very vocal this offseason that we thought last year was just obviously wasn't good.
Right.
But it was getting right from all his injuries. It was, coming back from a collarbone injury, trying to get going again, couldn't find his swing, couldn't get his shoulder comfortable. And I think that we believe that Tyler Stephenson is more the 2021 Tyler Stephenson, the guy who crushed it, who had a high OPS, who slugged really hard. So, oh my God, I was terrible at graphics this week, people. Who let me do this? Love it. I got to pull this up on my phone. Oh my God. Guys, it was my daughter's first birthday party today.
Right.
All
You know what
right.
I mean?
So
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, people.
yeah, we celebrated Iris's birthday this weekend. So all right, here's what he did. Here's what Tyler Stephenson did in 2021, his last full season. He had 10 homers, 56 runs scored, 45 RBI, had a 286, 366, 431 slash line, 333 batting average balls in play. That to me is probably more of who he is. Last year, obviously, shoulder injury, 13 homers, career high, mind you, 56 RBI, 59 runs, all three career highs. Walk rate was only 9.1. Think that can get better. Slash line 243, 317, 378. That's got to get better. So Zips has their projections for Tyler Stephenson this year at 11 homers, 47 RBI, 47 runs scored, and a slash line of 257, 334, 406. So, and then you look at ATC a little bit higher, 259, 331, 411, with a weighted on base average of about 323 going across the board. And so, Ben, when I want to talk about T. Steve here, you know, again, we're probably going to say some things we've already said. We greatly believe he has a bounce back year this year. We've been very vocal about it through this offseason. We think what happened last year is not who he is. And history says that we're right. He's always shown an ability to hit. I mean, even 2022, when he was battling injury and only played 38 games, crushed the ball. 2020, when he came up, obviously it was a weird year, but, had some great moments there. Throughout the minors, hit the ball pretty well. So obviously the thing with him has always been needs to get better defensively. And you and I have also talked about too, I'm sure last year was kind of weird for him.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's like, okay, you're catcher one, but the big conversation of the year was, we're bringing in Kirk Casale, we're bringing in Luke Maley, so you're going to catch 2 or 3 days a week, you're going to play first base 1 day a week, you're going to DH 1 day. And it's probably like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was probably a little goofy. And then obviously it comes down to Kirk Casale gets hurt, and he's playing a little bit more time as first. He's not playing first base at all. He's
right.
I think he played first base when Joey got ejected the last game.
Yeah.
That was like it. The second half of the year, because Casale gets hurt, Luke Maley ends up being a better, more consistent player for them in stretches.
Yeah.
That can't happen this year.
No.
Not that I dislike Luke Maley at all. I really like him for the role he has and the role he's expected to have for this team. But this is not only do we believe this is a bounce back year for him, it has to be a bounce back year for him if his team wants to do anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the biggest thing that's going to help Tyler Stephenson this year is the consistency of the guys around him. So I think that the bats around him are going to be better, which means that I think he'll be better. Coming off an injury, we've already talked about that. Like it's hard to get yourself into a groove coming off an injury like that. But I do think that the guys around him are going to be so good that pitchers he'll see better pitches, and I think he'll see better pitching than he has in years past. And I think that he will have a full offseason to prepare for that. There's nothing like coming off an injury and being hurt and trying to be a major league contributor every day after coming off an injury. But I think our lineup is going to be so strong that I think that he will see better pitches because of how good our lineup is. So I think that'll play huge dividends in his success. And on top of that, dude, competition breeds passion. If you've ever been an athlete or you've ever been a competitor, like, you don't want guys taking reps from you. You don't want guys playing in your position. You don't want guys taking at bats from you. And that's not a negative on Luke Maley, but Luke Maley stepped up in some big spots when Tyler Stephenson was out. So as a competitor, I think that'll drive him as well, knowing that he's got a bunch of young guys in that lineup that are going to hit, knowing he's got a whole bunch of young guys in that lineup that want to win, knowing that he's got a guy that's sitting behind him that, look, dude, he's Luke Maley is a competitor too. Like, he's going to want at bats. He's going to want to play. He's going to want, he signed the contract and he's local Luke, and everybody's happy he's from this area, but that dude wants to play, and he wants to play every day. So I think that competition kind of breeds that. And I think that that'll help Tyler Stephenson in the long run. And I think Tyler Stephenson will be better for that, because I think his lineup will be better. And I think that the competition will make him, not that he doesn't work hard, but make you more of a more competitive in that nature of trying to make sure you stay on the field and get every bat that you possibly can. And that'll help with his fielding as well, because, that's always been his knock, is that he's not a great fielder. So, he's got to go to work on that and be a better hitter when we need him to be.
Yeah, I agree. The thing that always blows me away about him the most, because he's always shown like he's got the line drive thing going, but for how big of a man he is, the fact that 20 bombs is not a thing for him, fascinates me.
Yeah,
like, because I don't know if he just doesn't have the juice. I don't know if it's just that he's just not his game, but like, you see this huge human being, and you're like, that guy probably hits, and you don't know you don't see his baseball card. You probably think that guy probably hits about 25 bombs a year.
Yeah,
his highest so far is 13.
Yeah, and I think that's 20 is attainable for sure.
Yeah.
I do think that's something that he can do. He hit his most home runs this year, right? 13. So I think 20 is within reach. I mean, that's just maybe 100 more at bats, maybe, to get to 20. So, I mean, I think that that's doable. I think that that's something where he can be. But I agree with you. Like, I think that if he becomes a 20 home run guy, that would be, I think that's that's above and beyond of what we are wanting and needing him to do. I mean, if he could hit 275 with 20 bombs and about 6, you know what I mean? We're sitting in high cotton. You know what I mean? Like, that's legit. If he can bat 265, 275 and hit 20 bombs, I mean,
what more can you want?
That's a bounce back year. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we want. So
yeah, agreed. So I want to get through real quick, because I think Ronnie and Joey had some really great comments here.
Yeah.
We'll share this real quick. This is from Ronnie earlier. Tyler's injuries over his first 2 years really messed with him physically, of course, but mentally, I believe it really done a number on him. He spent his whole life getting to the majors. We talked about that quite a bit.
Yep.
Just that going through injuries and how hard that can be, and just mentally trying to recover. And you see it all the time. But so I think this year having a healthy offseason, I think is going to be so underrated for what we're going to be able to see him do. Not having a battle back from breaking his collarbone or concussions or anything like that. I think is going to be awesome.
I agree with that. We've talked about that at length, that any professional athlete that has to, because you're already battling in an uphill battle, being in the majors and being ready to hit professional hitting, it sets you back so much when you've got to battle the injury to get back to where you can battle pitching every day. Like, that sets you back so far. So him having just an offseason of just getting better and being able to grind and hit and see pitches, and like, I think just in that alone will make him have a better year.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things he added to his comment, Ronnie did, he gets there and shows why he made it, then found out he was human. It takes a couple years to get back what he lost to injuries. This will be his comeback. I'm feeling it, Ronnie. I'm feeling the vibes.
Yeah, I definitely like that.
I'm feeling the vibes. And he says, the Reds will have, if healthy, the best duo in the catchers in the Central for sure. And I was trying to think about that real quick as I saw, because I was like, I don't really know the other combos of catchers. I know Henry Davis, obviously, in Pittsburgh,
right?
But they played him in right field last year just to get his bat in the lineup.
Yep.
I have to assume they're probably going to go back to, he's probably going to catch. Between Luke and Tyler, the Reds could have 30 to 35 homers. I like it.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah,
I could see that.
And we got to get to Joey Gaditza, of course. Shout out our friend up north. Joey Gaditza, but I don't know if you saw in the Slack this week. So the Reds go to Toronto in August.
Yeah, I did see that.
They're trying to get like a big, I can't go, unfortunately. I have stuff going on, but I think that's dope. That's
Oh
like
yeah, that
really
would be
cool
awesome.
for our Riverfront
Yeah.
community.
Heck yeah.
So please send us pictures, send us everything if you guys do make that happen. Obviously, we got months. Um, Ronnie, so we still got that. All right, here we go. Joey Gadisa says 2024 success ingredients, good health for all, no sophomore slumps, and Ty Steve bounces back, NL Central chance, book it. Correct.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And he says he's picking 16 round trippers for him this year.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that too.
so Mr. Juan says Wilson. Yeah, I know Wilson. I know who the catchers are. So I know Wilson Contreras. I know all that stuff. I just don't know who the backup catchers are for those teams. Is what I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like William Contreras, I know. Wilson Contreras, I know. But when it comes to those, and he says, "What about Tyler's defense?" Yeah, we're not shying away. It's been bad. Like it's not been ideal. I think
Yeah.
he'll be the first to tell you that too. It's not what he wants, but I do think it can get better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not the best at framing pitches, which I think pitch framing is bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
So they'll just kind of leave that.
A time honored tradition.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not asking him to go back there and be, Tucker Barnhart by any means, as far as defensively, but if he can just kind of give not give up home runs all the time when he's behind the plate for calls, I'm gonna be fine with that.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Third base. I'm gonna get this real quick. Say, great ending to Reds Caravan. Dayton stop was packed. Montas was super nice. Excited to be a Red. Cool. I've always wanted to go to Reds Caravan. I've never gone before.
I have not either.
Yeah, I've done Reds Fest plenty of times.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I did one year because I was working at Lids in the Florence Mall, and that was one of the stops.
Oh, it was really?
Yeah. So Mr. Red came in my store, and his giant mascot head took up half the shop because that Lids was very small.
That shop was so small.
Yeah, and Billy Hamilton raced a kid and gave the kid his jersey right after, so that was cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Billy's like all-time nice guy that you just were like, man, if you just could have hit.
If you just could have hit.
Yeah, like, was all we were missing, Billy. All we were missing. Yeah, this is it. So Joey says he'll bat 8th in the lineup, most likely most of the time, I imagine. Yeah, I'd say that. I would think that's probably the most likely case for him.
Yeah.
I can't, maybe, I don't know. Could I see him maybe against lefties, maybe hitting a little higher, but this goes back to the Nick Senzel thing. How many times did they face lefties? Was it worth, was it enough?
Right.
So yeah, we'll see. Let's touch on a couple things before we get out of here. We'll take the more Stevenson questions while we have some stuff here, but obviously we won't ignore them. But why are the Pirates just jerk face McGee's, Ben?
Because that's what they do. I mean, that's what they do.
I also try to figure out. So we're at this point now with so for those who don't know what I'm talking about, obviously I asked a lot for Roldis Chapman to go back to the Reds in this offseason and be the lefty. And I think the Reds got a better pitcher, obviously. And so I'm not too upset about it but we're at this situation now where he signs with the Pirates for 1 year, which I hate to see, just because of nostalgia talking here. But we're at this point now where I guess his whole gimmick is I'll sign with this crappy team and try to pitch really well to be traded at the deadline to a contender.
Yeah. He's playing that game.
Yeah. And I'm not sure that I recall someone who just did that every year. It's been 2 years, but yeah,
it's gonna work this time. It's gonna work.
I agree. Brent Suter is better than Roldis Chapman. Like I said, they got the better pitcher, so I'm not upset. But I just think it's so weird that this is like where he's at. And I understand he's he's been in the big league since 2010, so 14 years of throwing 103.
Yeah,
that's gonna suck at some point.
But why the Pirates? Like,
was that what the market is for him?
It
might have been. Yeah.
You think that's the market for him?
I don't know if I think it is, but we're this late in free agency right before spring training starts in a couple weeks, and that's the team he
Yeah,
signed with. Could be.
yeah. Maybe that is his market.
Yeah, maybe we're just overselling him. Very possible. It's not
Yeah,
like I
could
don't have the
be.
tendency to do that. Yeah. Ronnie did
Hmm.
mention Luke is a really good defensive catcher, and he showed the ability to get clutch hits in the big moments last year. Yeah, we're big Luke Maley guys. He also
Yeah,
went to a
absolutely.
school within our very close to us, where we went to school. So
Yes. Yep.
yeah, Pittsburgh, the place you go for your career to die. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. No one saw Sean Casey again after he went to the Pirates. That's a lie. He played for the Red Sox for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one really remembers that.
Nobody remembers. nobody. Nobody remembers that.
Was Ludwig with the Pirates before the Reds or after the Reds? I want to say it was before.
I thought it was before.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. This could be a fun conversation forever. I'll forever be hurt that Reggie Sanders at one point played for the Pirates. That's
Well,
gutting.
I told you I have a Pokey Reese jersey, a Pirates Pokey Reese jersey, like that. I mean, even though it's Pokey Reese, which was one of my all-time favorites, but it's a Pirates jersey, and he
Yeah.
signed it.
All-time nice
I
guy,
mean,
Pokey Reese.
yeah, absolutely. I like to talk to Pokey Reese.
I would love that interview. Would absolutely love to
I
get
bet it
on.
would be fun. I bet he's a
Yeah,
good conversation.
yeah, for sure. Joey says Reds should shell out and sign Woodruff now too. Depending the price, because obviously he's not going to pitch this year. I'm not against it. But it would have to be. I know not that I'm Mr. Salary Cap. I normally don't give two craps about how much a guy makes, but I can't imagine they're going to go pay him $25 million to sit out a year. They did that with Ryan Madsen. They probably don't want to do it again.
All right. Side note, 49ers are up 10 now.
Okay.
That went south in a hurry.
Yeah, that did. Good year, Detroit. Good year.
Yeah, hey, nothing to hang your heads about, dude.
Yeah.
After all those years of mediocrity, you guys are right there on the cusp. You're
Yeah.
literally 15 minutes away from playing in the Super Bowl.
And just remember, you share a city with the freaking Pistons and the Tigers. You're fine.
You're
You're
fine.
fine.
You have nothing to worry about.
And Detroit Mercy. Have you by chance seen Detroit Mercy University's record this season?
I have not.
0-21.
Oh, really?
You're a Division I basketball team who has not won a game.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Now they play in NKU. Do they play in NKU's conference?
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
Mike Davis is still the coach.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Davis, how the mighty have fallen. Oh my gosh.
Beats Duke in the tournament as a known 22 basketball team.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Oh, Mikey D.
At least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Mr. Juan. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, hey, before we do get out of here, I just want to make sure we get a couple things out. Obviously, we're not going to go live Super Bowl Sunday. That would be probably more detrimental than helpful. So we're going to take that week off. So we will be here next week, but I think I have that right.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're
yeah.
right.
So the week after, we're going to take that Sunday off. We're also going to take the Sunday off of WrestleMania Sunday because I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I have to. It's just, I gotta.
It's amen.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's a tradition every year. My friends and I get together.
Yeah.
Can't be here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So I won't be here for those. Yeah, exactly. But other than that, we'll be here throughout the season, obviously, like we always are, doing our thing. Talk about fun Reds teams. Looking forward to the Nick Senzel comeback show on opening day. Gonna be a good one.
Should be a good one.
Ben, before we get out of here, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just excited. What are we? We're under 60 days now. Under 60 days until opening day. That means the weather hopefully will be nicer,
Yeah.
and uh, we'll be right in the thick of Reds baseball. I'm looking forward to spring training and see what all goes down.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. Can't wait to be
It's-
breaking down spring training games.
I
If I
know,
can
dude.
figure out how to watch them this year.
I was going to say, what kind of weird device do I have to have, or app do I have to download to be able to watch those?
So I have YouTube TV, which is just a giant ripoff.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude, it's like $80 a month, and they take channels away.
Oh,
So
that's brutal.
they don't have Bally Sports, and then I don't have Spectrum or anything, obviously. So I'm gonna have to pay Bally Sports $20 a month to be able to watch the Reds. So I had to
Oh,
explain to my wife why I'm spending another $20 a month on a subscription for six
that's a
months.
that is a tough conversation.
Yeah, not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's for the job, babe. It's for the
Yeah,
job.
yeah. I'll have the Dotsons reimburse me.
Yeah, it's for the job.
Yeah. But on behalf of Ben, first off, as always, thank you guys for tuning in each and every Sunday night with us. We definitely appreciate it. We love the comments. We love the interaction. It's
Yeah.
something I look forward to kind of get ready for Monday morning that I dread so very much. So
Oh,
thank you for that. I appreciate it. Obviously, if you're checking out what's going on at the Riverfront, so Chad and Nate doing their thing on Fridays, the Riverfront Red Show, killing it on this same feed. Red Leg Roundtable episode 2 coming up. Our friend Seth Shaner, he was with us last week, was a great
oh
person to
yeah.
have on the show. Is going to be talking with Scott Hatterberg.
Oh, okay.
So Scott Hatterberg. So
Oh,
Chris Pratt,
Hattie.
yeah, going to be coming hanging out with us. We're talking about
Nice.
going to be hanging out with Seth. I told him he better ask him how he got Chris Pratt to play him in a movie, because that's when you get
Yeah,
Star Lord to portray you,
yeah, that's
um,
legit.
yeah, can't hate. Riverfront Bengals show as always with Joe and Greg doing their thing over there, and then check out Riverfront U, where I am doing the Riverfront Xavier show, and we have the At Large Bit Bearcat show, and many more. So, on behalf of Ben, this is Tim Daniel. Have a good one, folks. We will see you next Sunday.